distinguished religious leaders and spiritual leaders, I should say, honorable representatives of diverse faith traditions, dear brothers and sisters of Africa, good afternoon. It is a sacred honor to join you for this IAPD Africa Special Interfaith webinar. And I really wish to express my deepest gratitude to IAPD Africa Chairman, Imboni Dr. Uzulezwe Khadebe, whose courage and spiritual clarity continues to impress all of us year after year. Thank you for responding to this call. Your presence today is not ordinary, it is prophetic. Our theme today is the challenges to faith, the role of spiritual and religious leaders. It describes exactly the time we are living in. Across the world, we see faith communities shaken, moral confusion rising, families under pressure, and spiritual authority being tested everywhere. And in the midst of this global shaking, the Mother of Peace herself, Dr. Hak Ja Han, the founder of IAPD, UPF, and so many peace initiatives, is walking through one of the most painful trials of her life. Today, I have been asked to share the background of True Mother's current condition. I will speak to you not only with fact, but with a heart of testimony. To understand this moment, we must remember who Dr. Hak Ja Han is. We know that her love for Africa has been exceptional. She launched IAPD since 2017. She convened the Africa Summit in Senegal in 2018. She declared Shin Africa, a bright continent, the hope of the world. And she invested spiritually and materially in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, in Niger, Sao Tome and Principe, and many other nations. Yet she continues to travel the world to meet presidents, imams, bishops, chiefs, monks, and scholars, always not as a political figure, but as a mother, pouring herself out for peace. But True Mother is now 82 years old. Her body carries a lifetime of sacrifice, not metaphorically, but literally, because she gave birth to 13 children, many of them through C-section surgeries, leaving permanent impact on her health. And in the past month, True Mother underwent also major heart surgery, delicate eye surgery, and continued to battle age-related medical conditions that we all know. As you surely know, at 82 years old, every step, every breath, every movement requires strength. This is the woman at the center of the trial unfolding today. Ladies and gentlemen, despite this fragile condition, she has been held in detention now for 80 days today, at times in solitary confinement, raising deep humanitarian concern among peace builders and faith leaders worldwide. Let me share the sequences of these events so you understand the full picture for those who do not know yet. First of all, a couple of months before, as our moderator said, the World Summit, couple of months before the World Summit in Korea last April, there were political struggles that finally led to the impeachment of the 13th Korean president, Yoon Suk-yeol. He was finally impeached on April 4th, 2025. And his detention on many charges concerning his time in office from 2022 to 2024. Then the prosecutors started to research all people, all institutions considered close to or sharing some values with the impeached president or sharing some values with his party. values like family, like Korean reunification, like faith, and so forth. Then he turned his eyes to religious organizations, including the Family Federation, co-founded by Dr. Hak Ja Han. And one of the former leaders of Family Federation and UPF, whose mission actually ended since May 2023, was then accused and detained. I'm talking about Dr. Yoon. In May, immediately after the World Summit and the inauguration of the Universal Peace Palace, we call Cheongwon-gung, prosecutors instructed True Mother not to travel, and they seized her passport. She obeyed fully. She was summoned only as a witness at that time. She appeared voluntarily. She sat for long hours of interrogation. Despite her age and recent surgeries, she cooperated completely. Repeated raids and searches were carried out at all the Family Federation facilities in Korea 3 times. Documents and electronic devices were taken. Not once did she resist. Her cooperation was total. Then her status changed. Without any misconduct on her part, the status shifted gradually from witness to suspect and finally to accused. And then something very painful happened. Despite her fragile health, despite being 82 years old, despite having obeyed every instruction, provided all the documents, True Mother was placed in pre-trial detention on September 22nd, supposedly for flight risk or risk of evidence destruction. This is something that many of us and many global leaders simply cannot understand from a humanitarian as well as from a logic perspective. How can she flee from the country without a passport? How can she destroy any evidence while all the evidences has been already seized during the raids? Let me say this with dignity and clarity. We do not understand, nor do we agree the decision for pre-trial detention under these humanitarian conditions. However, let me also be clear that we fully respect the sovereignty of the Republic of Korea, and we trust the independence of its judicial system. So I'm not here to make a political judgment, but it is very troubling to see how the president of Korea is getting involved in this case. Our concern today is a purely humanitarian, though, a spiritual and moral. The concern of religious leaders who defend human dignity and compassion. Preliminary court hearings were held on October 27 and November 18, and on December 1st this year, the formal trial began, a process that may continue for several months. But behind these legal dates is a mother whose heart and body have carried the weight of the world for 8 decades. A mother who has lifted Africa more than any global figure in the recent history. Dear brothers and sisters, this situation is not only legal, it is deeply spiritual. For more than 60 years, the Mother of Peace has sought interreligious unity, healed historical wounds, raised youth, empowered women, strengthened families, and offered a vision of one family under God. Today, her suffering is awakening the conscience of the world. It is calling all of us, pastors, imams, prophets, sheikhs, priests, monks, traditional rulers, to stand for compassion. Millions are supporting and praying for her. Peace activists, communities she uplifted, religious leaders worldwide. Even today, about 4 hours ago, 7 Christian leaders spoke at an event in the Korean parliament, defending freedom of religion and opposing dissolution of any religion, as President Lee of Korea has been suggesting recently. Some of them even mentioned Japan's situation as a clear violation of religious freedom. And especially here in Africa, we feel her as a spiritual mother. In such moments, compassion and action become a sacred duty. Dear leaders, Africa has always been the continent where faith is deepest. We know what is suffering in Africa. We know resilience. We know the power of prayer. True Mother believed that Africa will lead the world spiritually in the 21st century. Now, in her moment of hardship, Africa must rise, not politically, but spiritually. So before I conclude, it is important for me to say, IAPD Africa Chairman Imboni Dr. Uzuleze Radebe has just returned from Korea, where he visited True Mother in detention. He saw her with his own eyes. He witnessed her peace, her strength, her dignity. He walked into that place carrying the spirit of Africa, and he returned carrying a message for all of us. What he will share today is not information. It is a spiritual testimony. So let us prepare and open our heart to receive it. And as I close, I want to invite all of you to embrace this commitment, to continue to offer humanitarian and spiritual support to True Mother through your prayers, your actions, and your encouraging words, of course, to strengthen unity among African religious leaders, so Africa continue to shine as a spiritual example to the world, and to stand and follow the guidance of IAPD Chairman Imboni Dr. Radebe as we move together through the 100 Days Hope and Harmony campaign. Let history record that when the Mother of Peace walked through a time of suffering, Africa stood with faith, with clarity and compassion. May God bless you, may God bless Africa, and may God protect our beloved True Mother, the Mother of Peace. I thank you.